Well, I had a good day's progress yesterday. The painting really starts to make the place look finished. I've got all the priming done, cupboards, closets, the whole works. Now I'm not doing the interiors of them. Maybe someday down the road, but at this point, that's a huge job that I'm just going to leave the woods all nice and clean and new. But yeah, I got all the priming done, and I got some of the wall paint on around the four big windows, well, the four windows, because I want to get those trim rings on them. They're only held in place right now by the silicone, and I'm just afraid of something bad happening. Yeah, like I say, I've got primed all the faces of the cupboards. The uppers, I did do the interior complete for a few reasons, but the lowers, I'm not going to. Part of it just because I've made most of these panels in here in the back and everything removable, so I can, now it's hard to see much of it because I've covered drop sheets over my controls and all that, the electronics for the shifting and throttle, because I don't want to get paint on it. But I want access to it, so everything's screwed in place rather than glued, and I can always open things up if I have to, and if I paint it, that'll just make that more difficult. And I've also had an issue. This window here, because it's down low, the water drips off the roof onto the wall above the window, and it popped off the silicone, I believe, because I had bought a tube of silicone. It was brand new from a store, but I'm guessing somebody returned it when it was 5 or 6 years old. I didn't notice till after I had an issue that it was like, I forget, 6-7 year old caulking on the date on it. And it didn't stick properly, so the top of this window has popped out. I have a piece of tape across there, but it rained yesterday and a little water was seeping in here. This is damp, so I want to get that wall painted and pop that window out, clean off the silicone, reseal it, and properly install it. It's supposed to be a sunny day today, although you wouldn't know it yet, but I guess it's coming. And by the end of the day, I want that window properly installed because there's more rain in the forecast for tomorrow. So that's my goal, is I'm going to get hopefully the 2 coats of the light gray on all the walls and get all these windows properly fastened so I can stop worrying about rain coming in. Well, it's June 25th, and I figured it's time for a little update of how things are doing in the boat. It's getting more of a finished look. It still has lots to do and trims and that, but I'll take you for a little tour around here, show you what I've got done. I've got all the wall paint done, 2 coats of a light gray, same color we used in our place in Florida. We liked it so much we used it here. So all the window trims are back on, and yeah, I still need to do a cove around the ceiling and down some corners. Some of the corners I've fit nice and well, I've put caulking in them to make them good because I don't want to trim down there. That's the corner of the couch where the backrest will be, and it's just no need. But so anyway, I've got the first coat of the white finish paint on all the cupboard faces. As I've said before, I'm not going to do these interiors, at least at this point, but I did do the interiors of these uppers, and they're all painted inside and out. And over here in the head, I've got the linen closet up the corner and the vanity, and they've got their first coat of paint. I've got a first coat of paint on all the trims that I bought. I wouldn't be surprised if I'm short 1 or 2, but we'll see how far they go. Stairs, yeah, so it's coming together. It's a really nice step to get paint on. It starts to look finished, and then once the paint's on, next thing will be probably I can do my countertops and, like I say, some trim, and then I can start installing some, sink, microwave, whatever. I don't know. It'll really start to come together. Now that I'm ready for trim, the first thing I'm going to do is these windows that are plate glass. So when I originally installed them a couple years ago, I siliconed all around the exterior, pressed the glass into it. It's laminated 1/4 inch safety glass. And then I put these temporary stops here. And that's the way it's been for the last 2 years, basically. 1.5 to whatever. So what I'm doing now is the final trim. So this one back here I've got to start on. I've removed, first I just removed the 2 side stops, much as I'm confident that silicone's holding it and it's not going anywhere. I removed the 2 side stops and I've put in, I made up these essentially 1x2s, but they're exact what I need. And anyway, so yeah, I've put the 2 side ones in, running down, and then I will fit. So I just popped the temporary stops out of the top and bottom, and I'll now fit across with those. There's the first window trimmed. I already have 2 coats of paint plus primer on the wood, so I'll have to fill the nails and then just give it a final coat. But yeah, it looks pretty. It's makes for a little, it's just like a, I don't know, small 1/8 out beyond the paneling. Yeah, in case you were wondering, the windows are set on little black rubber setting blocks, just about 3/16 thick, because the glass is 1/4 inch thick. So there just gives a little gap between the window and the wood, so there's no stress points, and there's about a 1/4 inch clearance around the perimeter the rest of the way. 3/16 quarter, something like that. So yeah, it's all siliconed and held in place, but if there was ever any flex or whatever, it'd be nice if you didn't have a window crack all of a sudden. For the door stops, they're a little different than the windows, because where the windows are about 1.5 inches thick, the doors are only 7/16, because the overall door is about 1 1/8 inches. So I've made these stops that are 5/8 wide by 17 thick with a nice little radius on the corner, and then I'm mitering them. And so yeah, they're coming together nicely just like that. Doing one of those jobs that takes way longer than you'd like to think, but has to be done. Building a little cover for the wiper motor and where all the wires pass up to the flybridge, and making it removable, so if I ever have to get in there, change the wiper motor or whatever, I have that option. So thought I'd show what I'm doing, and also so I can remember what I did.